Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to this Epic Gamer video. So in World of Warcraft, there are countless spells, abilities, zones, quests, and so on. However, sometimes people use the game's mechanics in ways that can drastically alter how the game was designed to be played. Some can call them glitches, others may call them clever use of game mechanics, but in this video, we'll be going over 7 WoW players who broke the game. But before we get into that, 69% of you, my viewers, are not subscribed, so please click that red subscribe button to know every time a new video is uploaded. With that out of the way, let's get right into the video. One-shot kill build. So there have been one-shot builds in WoW's history during the early days of WoW when the game wasn't quite figured out. However, a WoW YouTuber named Rextroy has been hard at work finding the most broken PvE and PvP setups and builds. He has posted a wide variety of overpowered things he has discovered playing the game. With the new Covenant abilities, a new spell could be unlocked as a Demon Hunter if you were a part of the Night Fae named the Hunt. This ranged attack would do a massive amount of nature damage, but modified with attack power. That factor allowed Rextroy to buff the Hunt as much as possible, creating a genuine one-shot ability in World of Warcraft in 2020. This is really insane to see him be able to kill players so easily, like this is a Vengeance Demon Hunter.
Yeah. Holy sh**! He's deleted him.
Can I do it on the guy floating right now? I mean running. Oh, he's... I'm hunting him! No! Oh, we got him!
He's coming.
Giant character. So in World of Warcraft, there are various items that can increase your model size. Some common examples are the Elixir of Giant Growth, which could be used to increase strength and increase the size of your character for a limited time. There are numerous effects in WoW that do this, however a lot of the time these model increase effects can be stacked. The interesting thing with the model increase effect is that it will typically make your character 50% larger, and this effect compounds the more stacks you have of the model increasing effects. As you can imagine, you can take this to an extreme and basically turn your character into a giant that is taller than the walls of Orgrimmar, not to mention the many other glitches people have discovered which increase their character size. Chinese gold farmers. Gold farming in World of Warcraft was a big issue back in the early days of the game. There was a huge influx of gold farmers, namely from China, that would farm gold from vanilla to Wrath of the Lich King, either from a human-run gold farming studio or botting. They would typically spam trade chat in cities and stuff advertising the URL of their websites. However, when Blizzard caught on to this, they started to crack down on it and set up systems so they couldn't spam their website URLs. However, this did not make them give up. They came up with an insane way to advertise their websites, which involved botting and teleport hacks. Frequently in cities like Ironforge and Orgrimmar, you could find these level 1 characters teleport hacking their bodies to make up the shape of the website's name. The scale of this was immense, sometimes with over 50 accounts to spell out the website names. It's quite impressive, and the creativity of this is pretty wild. Even though they were doing some bad things to the WoW economy, not to mention hacking accounts, it was still quite funny to see this happen in cities back in the day. Instant kill item. So back in the days of Wrath of the Lich King, a player named Karate Chop had a stroke of bad luck. He was unfortunately hacked and had all of his items disenchanted and sent to a gold-selling proxy. This was a common issue back in the day, and GMs at Blizzard would have to regularly fix this by restoring the character's old gear via sending them items in the mail. In the case of Karate Chop, he would send all of his items back, except for one item which he never actually owned. This was a shirt named Martin Fury. Now, most of you watching this video will not know what Martin Fury is. However, this was a GM-only item and had the most overpowered effect in WoW history, an AoE kill button. Yes, I'm not even kidding. If you look at the item database for this OP item, it will kill everything within a 30-yard radius. This includes players and bosses. Now, the fact that this item was in the database to begin with was pretty risky, especially with this WoW player accidentally getting sent it by a GM. This player would do the responsible thing and send in a ticket to the GM explaining the error and that he didn't want to abuse this item. No, of course, this didn't happen. He did the things most people would do, which is use it to kill all the raid bosses in Udawar when it was new content and get world first for him and his guild. Naturally, this raised a massive red flag and Blizzard found out what was going on and banned everyone in the guild. Yikes. If this was smart, he probably wouldn't have been so blatant about it and maybe not kill everything in the new raid within 15 minutes. This was actually a controversial ban, as some people would argue that it was the GM's fault for sending him the item to begin with. Either way, Blizzard learned their lesson and removed Martin Fury from the loot tables. Wrath of the Lich King Leak. So back in the Burning Crusade, people were speculating as to what the next expansion would be. Normally, this gives people a bunch of wild theories and speculations, and most of them tend to be off. One could predict that there would be an expansion in Northrend, as in Warcraft 3 there was unfinished business with Arthas. However, what isn't simply luck is a player leaking all of the information relating to Wrath of the Lich King, including all of the features of the expansion. Indeed, Wrath of the Lich King's expansion details and artwork was leaked onto the internet long before it was even announced at BlizzCon. This was pretty wild, as WoW players knew ahead of time what the main announcement of that year's BlizzCon would be. Blizzard even had to acknowledge that they messed up on stage and the expansion was leaked, even making a joke about it before the big announcement. Knowing everybody knows what the expansion would be, let's roll the clip.
We've been working on something much more special than that. Now, I know there's always rumors on the internet. Who's been reading rumors on the internet and thinks they know what I'm about to talk about? Okay, keep your hands up. Your accounts are all banned.
Escape from Gilneas. So the WoW zone Gilneas is a zone introduced into Cataclysm with the Worgen race at the time. The starting zone was meant to be abandoned after you completed the initial questline and transformed into a Worgen. However, a WoW YouTuber named Vaulty actually managed to leave this starting zone before inflicted with the Worgen curse. Now this is very weird, since a Worgen that has been inflicted with the curse is basically just a human without racials. Vaulty used the Fell Meteor to escape out of the starting zone and was free to explore this glitchy zone that was out of bounds, including going into a bugged version of Silverpine Forest. This place had very weird features, including things like floating midair. This is a common out-of-bounds occurrence where the map gets massively distorted and glitchy. What ended up happening was pretty insane, so let's roll the clip.
If you go to a certain part of the Silverpine Forest, you will see a big gap where the world should be, and you can see inside some pretty interesting terrain. It's like an absolute 90-degree angle going downwards, and there are just random things on the floor. There's just random campfires and there's random seats just flying in midair. As you can see, we have made it to Westfall. We are still level 1. We haven't done anything. We haven't spoken to a single person. We haven't gotten the Worgen curse. We are in the official world of Warcraft. As soon as we step out this graveyard, this happens. We become into a Worgen spontaneously.
TBC Leaked. So, back in the days of Vanilla WoW, when the game was brand new, many players would find fun in doing things like wall climbing and exploring the WoW map to find things they wouldn't normally be able to access. Blizzard back then was a lot more naive in thinking that players wouldn't be exploring every corner of the map and doing glitches to access them. They actually put in a lot of future content that would come in at later expansions into the game files itself. However, one of the craziest examples of this was putting in the Caverns of Time map into Vanilla Tanaris. The only thing obstructing players from accessing the Caverns of Time back then was just a simple locked gate blocking the way. Blizzard thought this would keep their secret zone safe enough, but that wasn't the case. Some explorers found an ingenious way to get past the Caverns of Time gate by wall jumping near the back of the building. With some precise movement, you could jump into the Caverns of Time as it would be in the Burning Crusade. This was insane, as imagine being a glitch hunter back in 2005 and coming across this weird zone that looks like it's in space, not knowing what the heck it was. This leaked a lot of the content and theme of TBC long before it was even announced by Blizzard. Blizzard these days would never do anything too stupid as to put future expansion content into the WoW map. They know how dedicated players are to data mining and glitch hunting. Please drop a like and subscribe for more WoW videos. See ya!